Welcome to this edition of What Keeps You Up at Night, the Life of an Entrepreneur. Today we are joined by Mostafa Heikal from Angels Childcare. Welcome.
Hi, Shauna.
Let's start at the beginning. What led you to becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, the whole story started after I moved from Burlington and Oakville to London here, and I was working in an alarm company. Then I had an accident, car accident. So I kept thinking of ideas how to move forward with my injuries. Had till now I think 7 surgeries in my knee, and I was thinking of ideas how to move forward. So we had our son safe. He's now 10, and we couldn't find a spot for him. Then we found a spot 6 months later at 20 minutes away from our home. So it was a big challenge. So we understand that there was a challenge there in finding care. So we decided to try to find good locations, and we found one in Arva. That was our first location for Angels Childcare, and we started working on it. We had no, I wouldn't say experience. We did not have any experience in childcare, so we had to dig in and get a lot of information from everyone. Knock on the doors. We got a lot of support to start this business. So the challenge, the initiative was to start a business that I can manage or support. Doesn't need 9 to 5 for me to be there because of my injuries. And also we found the need for childcare because of my son's needs.
So was he one of your first clients? I mean, was your son one of your daycare clients?
No, he was a little bit older, so he went to school. So actually my second son, Zane, is he went to preschool there. He was the first one. He was our first client.
Well, we're well past the pandemic, but you started just before the pandemic, that particular location. How did you navigate that? I mean, you already had a lot of regulations to deal with to actually become a licensed daycare. And I know that it was actually in a church. And so there were, regulations attached to even setting it up there. And then the pandemic hit. How did you navigate that?
To be honest with you, it was very hard. It was very challenging. Trying to open your first location in childcare, hiring staff. There's a huge need. So your phone is doesn't stop ringing for enrollments. And now you have you just open. I think we got licensed in December, end of December 2019, sorry. And then 3 months later, pandemic, and we were planning actually to open our second location at the same time in Komoka. So I think it was a huge challenge because also the regulations. We already passed the ministry approvals, licensing, health, fire, building approval. All this stuff took us I think 18 months to 20 months to go through it. We've spent everything we have, and now pandemic, right? So we had to close for a couple of weeks. I had amazing people to work with. They're actually still with me till now. They helped me grow the business. Felicia Foreman and Jessica Colley, they both worked at this location in the beginning, and they supported me to. And worked with staff, worked with families. It was very hard on staff, to be honest with you, with all the requirements we're adding to them above taking care of children, above working on our program, with all the cleaning, sanitization, documentation. It was really too much. I really appreciate they managed to get through this. We had a lot of support from the county, especially in Middlesex when we were there. We had support from ministry as well, guidance, because it was always changing, right? Like this week, if someone have any COVID symptoms, then he's off for 2 weeks, right? Like next day, it's fine. Like just leave it 3 days. So a lot of changes, a lot of requirements. I think we had a great team to work with, and we had a great support from the county as well. Financially, we were struggling, of course, because we were not sure, like we're overspending on things, especially with cleaning and sanitization. Sorry. Overstaffing, because you have staff have COVID symptoms, they're gone, you need replacements. So we had a lot of financial support from Community Futures, and also we had with the county as well. There are a couple of programs. I think it was RRRF, rural funding. Cindy and Todd reached out to me and mentioned to me about this program. We managed to get it for a couple of those locations, Arva and Komoka. It definitely helped. Also, SIBA as well helped to overcome those expenses. So, financially, I think it did work well. At the end, it was very tough in the beginning, but then also without the great team, we couldn't have passed that part.
How did you manage the growth? You now have several locations. So, when you have a small team that you trust, like you say, you had some really great folks that you've had since the beginning, but then you open another location in another community. You don't know how it's going to go. So how did you manage that risk and that, I guess, taking that chance?
Yeah. So when we started the first location, I did not have that, in the beginning, I did not have that plan. I was thinking, you know what, it's like one location in Arva, 10 minutes away from home. Let's see how it works. But for some reason, things have been changing, and we land some good locations, and we find a great need. So I think about, okay, so how about moving forward? I remember I had a discussion with one of the most people, like Michelle Sands. She really supported us in the beginning until now, from Employment Choices. I remember that I had that discussion with her. I told her that we're planning to open multiple locations in the next few years, and she was very supportive as well. So I think the vision has changed according to the material I have, right? One of the materials is, again, like a great team. If we couldn't have a strong team, and I couldn't have a strong educators and being supported, I wouldn't have thought about opening a second location. But I think the amount of support we're having from everyone, appreciation from families, I love just going to the centers and see how families are happy with picking up their children, or seeing the photos documented or reported to families. So that really keeps me going forward as well. So I think it's more of who you work with. Like if you're working with we created that, we call it the dream team now. We created that team, and we started dividing roles, but still meeting on a weekly basis to see how far we went with our duties and responsibilities. And everyone's happy with the new roles, right? Like it's been 3-4 years now. And we grew, we have 4 locations at the moment. Responsibilities has increased. Our team has became bigger. Like we have close to 70 staff at the moment. Yeah, a lot of people are growing with us. Like a lot of people are like feel supported. Like my managing director now, Felicia, has started as a teacher in Arva, as an educator. Jessica started as an educator in Arva as well, then became a director in Komoka. Now we have Elise as well, Elise Sauter. She was also an educator in Arva. Sorry, actually came in as a director in Arva. So again, it's how you support your team, how you show them how they can improve. It's really important to show them appreciation, and not surprisingly, it gets back really better. So
that's a great philosophy. I love that. What barriers and challenges did you face? You and your wife came from Israel to Canada. And when you first started, what's that? From Egypt. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You came from Egypt to Canada. And what barriers did you face trying to start a business?
So a lot of immigrants or newcomers, the first challenge they would face is language. Luckily, I studied in England for 4 years, and we went to international school back in Egypt as well. So we did not have that barrier. And I studied as I mentioned, in England. I traveled a little bit, so I have worked with the like Western businesses before, Western mentalities. So I didn't have that much of a challenge, but I've seen it with many friends and newcomers that they would face it. A lot of people, like I graduated from London School of Economics, one of the best universities in the world. When I came, it was very challenging to apply for jobs, and they couldn't accept any accreditation that I received. Anyone, banks, and marketing agencies, applied everywhere. So the only jobs I managed to get into was either Uber or in supermarket. So it was hard in the beginning, of course, because of the pay, because of the quality that you're trying to bring in, and you're just constrained, right? Like you don't have any support, and everyone's trying to give you guidance to get a new license or work on a new course, which was great, but I already came with experience. I've been there. I think I can contribute in a different way. So unfortunately, this was a big challenge. I think another challenge was the financial support. As you come in the beginning, you don't have any credit history, credit score, so it takes you a long time to build it. So this is also another challenge to start as a newcomer. When we thought about the business, it was even more challenging because as soon as they see that you're a newcomer, then they were okay. So he doesn't know about like taxes. He doesn't know about how businesses ran, the clientele, customer service, how to attract this, and so I think this was our biggest challenge. We went to a couple of banks and we couldn't get approvals. So CFDC, the Business Help Center. I remember I went to Cindy on a wheelchair because I just had finished my surgery, and me and my wife went there, and I would say they believed in the person. They worked with the person, not his background, or they believed in the vision. They believed in how hard we can work. So I think that's very important to work with people and trust what they can do. Give them support, of course, give them guidance, which is what we received consistently. Like before even we open, they were always calling us and checking like how far did we go. So again, it's more to not only the financial support, but also the business guidance. Cindy, for example, was the one who connected me with Michelle, right? Michelle helped me to hire a lot of people and support the staff. Again, not only offering like job fairs, but also financially. They're trying to match jobs and candidates. So it was great. This is the type of support I think we definitely need. So not I always call it like a traditional bank. It's not a traditional bank to work with. It's different in Community Future. So and I hope it continues because a lot of people, especially new immigrants, I've seen a lot of friends, doctors, surgeons, pharmacists, engineers, and they come here and they don't they can't find jobs or that match their education or experience, and it's very tough. So I hope this changes. I come from a business background, so I can adapt, but it's for a lot of people, it's a little bit harder.
And Michelle is from Community Employment Choices. I want to mention that in Middlesex County. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What keeps you up at night? What worries you? What keeps you, awake at night, lying up and looking at the ceiling and the wheels are turning? What are the things that keep you up at night?
It's a tough question. I don't know if you have time for this. It's a lot. Okay. So I think my biggest challenge is my family, my kids. I think to build this business, it took me away from my family a lot. I'm a very family person. Of course, as everyone else, they love their kids. I've loved to be part of them and their day, but it took me a lot. And my wife was really helping me with this. Like she was carrying all the duties, home duties, and making sure that the kids are good. And I was just like going to put flooring in Arva or Komoka or hiring. It was a lot. So I think I would like to have like a little bit of balance between growing my business and also have a good family life. And it's really hard. So every time you think about it, like it's extremely hard because you can't spend more time with the kids or with the family. And at the same time, being an entrepreneur is a 24/7. So it's you'll receive calls at in the evening or weekends, morning. It's very tough. So this is one of the challenges that keeps me up at night. I think business wise, I really want to do more. And it's always the challenge. Like, I think the challenges that we have, the main challenge we have is staffing. We want to hire more and we want to grow more, but unfortunately, there are less candidates to hire. So this is also keeping us up a little bit. Cause every time in the morning, right? Like you get some call-ins and you need to be able to keep supporting, staff and supporting families. So yeah.
It's a big responsibility. And the reason that you started, that you mentioned at the beginning, was that you couldn't find daycare for your own children. And then so in starting the business to find daycare for your own kids, you are being taken away from your own kids. And that's so challenging.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that's like.
It's hard. And also I we receive a lot of calls. Like the wait list is huge in all the centers. There's a huge gap in childcare needs and childcare spots. I receive calls from families or emails. It's very hard for me, to be honest with you, because they are telling me like we're going to lose our jobs if we don't have spot for our kids. We can't afford being at home. I need to go back to work, and I need care for my son. It's really it hurts me because I can't do more. Like you create spots, you're trying to create a system for the staff, for the directors, for families, but then at the end, you need more. You need to hire more, and some families or some families appreciate and understand the challenge that everyone's going through for staffing everywhere, but some are stuck, right? Like I understand, I feel the pain. I've been there. My wife wouldn't go to work. My wife couldn't do much because she had to stay with our son. So this also keeps me up because what else can I do, right? Like we've worked with employment choices. We work with in Sarnia. We work with everyone to try to hire like qualified staff. It's very tough. It's very tough. So I hope it gets better.
Well, that must take an emotional toil. So, you're successful, right? Like your business is successful. You are filling spots, but you have to say no to people. And that I can see it in your face. It is so difficult to say no to folks because you have been there. So I empathize because I can't imagine how difficult that is. Yeah. Turning to your proudest moment, what would you consider one of your proudest moments so far?
Proudest moment so far. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's after we opened Thorndale, our third location. I've seen my wife happy, but not only happy, but also proud of what we achieved. At just a couple of years, I've had 6 surgeries at that time. She was moving me in in wheelchair and taking me to hospitals, and at the same time, we managed to create 3 locations and offer 150 spots for children, create all these jobs. I've seen this look at my wife, and I was very happy that she feels proud of it, of what we achieved. I think this was my proudest moment, because it's also it's part of personal, but also in the business as well. I can't say I'm only I'm proud of what I did. It's more of really my whole team. I couldn't have done this without them. They changed me as well. It's not I changed them. We worked together, and there are some ideas that I had, or methodology that I was using, and it was not right. And they helped me change my ideas, and I think maybe I did this as well with them. We adapted and we worked together. Been doing this for 3 years now, and it worked well. We're sharing our dreams, we're sharing our visions, we're sharing our ideas now much better. So I'm very proud of them and I would like to thank them for, of course, what they did, but also how they changed my mentality in achieving this.
That's so inspiring. Lovely. What does it mean to you to be recognized for your entrepreneurial journey as Entrepreneur of the Year for Community Futures Ontario?
It means a lot to me, especially that it came from Community Futures, because they've seen everything from the start. They've seen all the challenges we've been through. It's not like someone just met me and hey, like, you're doing great. I really appreciate what you're doing. No, they haven't seen me in crutches and going to fix a fence or working on hiring or a plumbing issue here or getting funds from there or working with the licensing. They haven't seen all this. They've see it like Community Futures has seen all this and supported me all the way. So it means a lot, again, especially from Community Futures. But when I heard about it, like, I've seen from the beginning, I've seen like the whole film, like whole movie just played in front of me, from my first flight to Canada and trying to navigate what I'm going to do and opening a bank account, trying to find jobs, suit up and try to go to interviews. I've seen everything. I've seen it. Like I was very happy to receive this award. Again, we've been through a lot in I think we've been in Canada from 2015. So only like 8 years. Now we have 3 beautiful kids, 4 childcare centers, and we're looking to invest in childcare as well and different businesses in the near future. So it keeps me moving forward, motivate me, and I think appreciation is just the best way to support people. I feel like when I appreciate my team as well, or my staff, their work, their effort, and being supportive, they would enjoy working there. They would enjoy being part of the team. And that's exactly what I feel with Community Futures. The way they're supporting me and my team can be better. I mean, I don't know what else they could have done. So I really appreciate their support.
Congratulations on all of those things. Congratulations on that
Thanks, Shauna.
road, or not that long, really. You said 8 years, but when you can see each stage of it and remember it, it's pretty outstanding. So congratulations. I want to ask you what advice you would give to newcomers that may be watching or maybe thinking about starting a business and think that it's overwhelming and that they can't do it. What advice would you give them?
I think it's very important to understand that this is a new rule. This is a new world, right? You'll get hit. You'll get issues. You'll get challenges. And I always use challenges, not problems, because I hate to say problems. Like it's more challenges, right? Like you can overcome it. I think the stronger you are, the more you believe in your vision or yourself, the more you can take on challenges. You'll get complaints. You'll get refusals, no's. Like you'll receive a lot of no's in the beginning. Just keep moving forward. Trust in yourself. I probably create, like, before I get into childcare, I did like 4 business plans during when I was working, and nothing worked. I could have stayed at where I'm at, but I think it's very important to understand that there will be challenges. Take a deep breath, move forward, and accept that those challenges are not only for you; it's for everyone. You would you would receive different challenges than other people, but again, it's it's very important to understand that it's not only for you, it's for everyone. And knock on all the doors. I never heard about Community Futures when I contacted them. I was reaching out online, like trying to find like other solutions than banks, and I found their website, and that's how I connected with Cindy. Always knock on doors, always ask questions. I had a very close friend of mine. She operates a childcare center, and she guided me through a lot, like what to do. If I didn't have the motive or to ask her questions, I couldn't have known half of what I know. So always ask questions. Don't be afraid to fall. It's believe in yourself. That's very important.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
No, I would like to thank you for your time. I enjoyed it.
That is so kind of you, because I am totally inspired and almost in tears listening to your story. So you've inspired me today and so many other people. So thank you for being you. I appreciate your time today.
Thanks. Appreciate your time too.